After almost 2 years, we finally got the second season of Savage Beauty. And in fact, let's start with this question. Who felt like, oh, this season is a bit too much and too soapy, and I'm like, I don't want to watch anymore, I'm done? Or who felt like, oh my goodness, this is intriguing, this is intense, this is fast paced, next episode and next episode and next episode. I belong to the second group, or I belonged to the second group whilst I was watching this series, because just when we thought the drama was over, no, I mean, of course we knew there was going to be more drama, but just when we thought season 1 was really messy, season 2 turned out to be terribly messy. Because what was all those plotting and scheming to kill each other? There was actually no sane person in this season. Maybe Linda and Tando a bit. In fact, Tando had a mad moment. But quick recap of season 1, then do a quick recap of season 2, and then I'll talk about the characters and what I felt about each character this season and the new faces we got, of course, with respect to Richard and Charlie. Yeah, and we're also going to talk about things I liked and I didn't like about the series. So you're in for a conversation with this video. So subscribe to the channel if you're yet to subscribe. I know I have some SA subscribers, some South African subscribers. I love watching and talking about South African shows and series. So, of course, I was going to talk about Savage Beauty season 2. But yeah, with that being said, in case you're hearing my voice and seeing my channel for the very first time, hi, welcome. I really do hope you stay by subscribing to the channel. Like this video in case you're yet to like this video. It does really help a lot. Leave a comment in the comment section. Did you watch the entire season at a stretch? How did you feel? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let's chat in the comment section. Okay. Rundown of this concluding part of season 1, episode 6. We saw that Zinhle puts John in the back or in the trunk of his car after she made him confess on video to all the terrible things that himself and his wife Grace Bengo had done to children, and how they've been able to start up their business and bring the Bengo brand to the position where it is right now, and how they confess to all the things. He confessed to all the things himself and his wife did to Zinhle, how he killed her brother. Like, it confessed to a lot and tons of things in the video, although he pushed most of the blame on Grace, his wife. But yeah, we saw that, after the confession, she put him in the trunk of his car and she was inside. So with the start of season 2, we see that Undu got into the house and he wasn't supposed to be there. He was at the wrong place and at the wrong time. And we saw this back and forth conversation between Zinhle and Don. Don had a gun, Zinhle had a gun. Undu was in the middle. If you cast your mind back, Undu and Zinhle have this love affection thingy going on. Undu is a photographer. He fell in love, or they fell in love when he had to take like photographs for like the brand building. With respect to the fact that she was the face, because her character is no more. Spoilers in case you're yet to see it. Her character is no more, so he was in charge of taking our photographs. And somewhere along the line, Don decides to get married to Zinhle. Yeah, so Indo was in the middle, Zinhle on one hand, Don on one hand, the back and forth conversation, and we saw that Don tried. We heard a gunshot, but we didn't know who shot, but we found out that Undu was shot in the process. He was the one at the middle with no gun. At first, we're made to believe that it was Zinhle that shot him, but it was later on when Grace was like, I know my husband, he definitely did the killing, he shot him, he doesn't want to admit the facts. That was when there was a flashback that actually showed us that indeed Grace was right and Don was the actual murderer of their son, even though Grace had already gone to kill Zinhle by the tombstone of Undu. I'm just like, that's just crazy. Like, you committing murder at your son's tomb. I get you're trying to kill your son's murderer, like, two wrong doesn't make you right, but we're talking about the Bengo family. They never do the right thing to correct the wrong thing. They would always do the wrong thing to correct another wrong thing, and then another wrong thing, and then before you know it, when the entire thing is messy. Zinhle was framed for the death of Undu, and Grace killed Zinhle and all that. We also saw that Don and Grace Bengo, they attempted to kill each other multiple times. I'm just like, it's crazy how greedy people can get together, destroy lots of lives, and then it gets to a point where I feel like this one is really crazy because a lot of soap operas, we see like this couple, they stick together, they do terrible things together, they throw a lot of people under the bus, but they just never betray each other. Like I don't know if you can give me examples of couples that are similar to Bingo and similar to Grace and Dawn, but they just never throw each other under the bus. I get to a point where they can stand each other, but they just never go for each other's lives. But these two are just very different. We saw that they tried to kill each other multiple times. In fact, accidentally set Grace on fire with the house. I'm just like, these people, like, it was crazy. Also, Grace meeting this new character, Richard, who, unknowing to her, is the husband to the woman herself and her husband killed in the past. Also, Pilar meeting Charlie and, falling in love with her, quote and unquote, and Charlie to timing between Pilar and Linda, which was crazy, by the way. And I was just like, Charlie, you're so not a great partner to do this revenge thing, because how do you two-time? I mean, I understand if you're trying to two-time between them, but like, these people are so close in proximity, like, it's crazy. And sadly for her, unfortunately for her, Pilar and Linda, they share a very great bond as siblings. So imagine Linda telling Pilar to come on board as their business partner and all of those things. Like, they really messed with our plans. So yeah, we also saw Grace pursuing the CEO position. Oh my God, was pursuing that position, ready to throw anybody under the bus, using her son as her errand dog, making sure to paint Dawn in the most terrible light ever. I'm just like, Grace, I don't like Dawn, but go for it, woman. Go for it, because I just feel like you have more conscience than your husband at the end of the day. But like, I don't know, do you think Grace is terrible than Dawn, or you think they're just birds of the same feather? Let me know in the comment section. We also saw Pilar being torn between being his own person, running his mother's errands, and being his father puppet or his father's failure, trying as much as possible to prove to his father that, he's not a failure, he's not a disappointment and all that. Also, Charlie's relationship with Pilar, I felt like that was really interesting to see. And also Tando's relationship with Layla. You guys, I really did not see Tando getting pregnant. I did not see it coming. And I just felt like Layla was really selfish with the way that she handled the whole pregnancy thing. Like, you didn't even ask her what she wanted to do. I mean, I get that she probably thought, oh, she's so in love with me, so keeping the pregnancy wasn't going to be like an option for her. But I mean, this is still hard. She's still a person. This is her body, this is her baby, this is a great part of herself, so you should allow her make that decision. But we saw how Layla got really greedy with the whole decision making thing, and I really liked that Tando just packed her things and gave her space and checked out of the whole madness. And I really liked the fact that Tando packed her things and checked out of that whole mess. Like, you figure out your shit, but I'm not taking this pregnancy, you're not forcing a decision down my throat. So now that we're done with that, let's talk about the characters and their performances. We had Gang Fisher as Charlie. She was really charming. I really liked her. She was very charismatic. I liked how she carried her character. I could connect to her, and I could really see how it was easy for Pilar to fall for her, and also Layla to fall for her character as well. So she really delivered the character Charlie really well. I'm sorry if you can hear that noise in the background. Those dogs are just having a time of their life. We also had Jesse Suntele, who played Pilar. It was so good. It was so good. Like, I feel like because he happened to be like the only son, I don't know. I'm struggling to remember so much from season 1, but I feel like he got so many screen time in season 2, and he really embodies this character really well. We really saw him shine through his character as Pilar. Him being a lover boy, being in love, struggling with his mother, with being his mother's errand boy, and fighting consistently to be seen and to be heard by his father and be appreciated and be valued. I really love that conflict in like his character, and like those different layers of emotions that came with his character. And I feel like he did it. Like, he gave us a phenomenal and a very believable performance. That last scene, I love that last scene where it was like, I don't know what the future may look like, but I hope it is fucking brand new. I can't remember how many times I've seen that scene. I was just like, yes. I mean, at a point, I'm like, okay, what else do they have to do in season 2? I mean, Dawn was shot multiple times. It was thrown down the stairs. So please and please, Dawn is dead. I mean, we'll get to that when we talk about my expectations for season 3, if we do get one. But let me know right now, do you think we should get a season 3? Do you think there's enough storyline to flow for season 3, or they should just end it where we are? at right now. Like, let's end it there and there. Like, let me know in the comments. Also, Untati playing the character of Grace Bengo, like I already said, her pursuing that role of a CEO. I love this. Making that decision that I'm going to take Don's life. He has done enough. He killed my son. He's messing up with my plan. I really loved how she showed Don that two can play. You can't play me around, you can't pull me around, you can't push me around. I can also be a woman of my own decisions. And she was so powerful. She exuded a lot of power in this season, even though I was just like, I really don't completely trust her, because she was also using Pillar, like she was using him as a puppet. She wasn't really seeing him as her son or someone that has his own life and dream to pursue, which I didn't really like. So I felt like her character was, there's a possibility of a character being worse than Dawn. So I wasn't so much in support of her being CEO. But the fact that she was giving Dawn sleepless nights, I'm like, yes, go for it, ma'am. Go for it. We have Dumisani Mbaby as Dawn. He was ruthless. Dawn is like a cockroach. He has so many lives. He never dies, or he doesn't die in time. That's why I'm just like, you guys, Dawn was thrown down the stairs and he was shot multiple times in the belly. So please don't pull a cockroach move on us and say Dawn did not die. Dawn is dead. But I'm just like, Dawn, not in season 3. Like, what are we now doing? So it's like a conflicted and a very mixed feeling. But what do you guys think? Do you think Dawn should make a comeback in season 3? Let's talk in the comment section. Also, Layla and Tando, I feel like their character was good enough. I mean, we didn't get to see so much of Layla like as a standalone character. Our character was tied to Bila, it was tied to Charlie, it was tied to Tando, it was tied to our father. Like, we didn't get to see like so much of our character and so much development in our character. Yeah, and I really hope we get to see that if we get a third season. One of the things I liked about this series, I loved the whole death behind the glamour theme that we're getting with this show. Is still continued in this season. I really loved it. Like, not all that glitters is gold. Not everybody that poses as being happy is really happy. Like, a lot goes on behind the scene, which I really liked. I loved how we talked about different themes like, injustice, greed, social problems, and grief. We saw the family go through grief in different ways. I liked how they interpreted that. It was so believable. Yeah. And I felt sad for Grace at some point, and even Peter, like, he was basically alone. And I was just like, why didn't someone else die? Like, I'm even thinking of who else could have died in Undu's place, but I can't think of anybody. Just like, Undu was such a sweet soul, like, it was just very innocent. And I mean, I can understand why his character was one that got killed off, right? But yeah, I also liked the many twists and turns. Like, I didn't see a lot of things coming, these people constantly going at each other's lives, Pilar trying to betray his parent and take up the position of CEO, Pilar announcing during the conference, just like, oh my god, who is this writer? You're killing me right now. I want to breathe. Give me a breathing space. Like, so fast paced. I also liked the like, I was really glued to my screen. Like I said, I was just going next episode and next episode and next episode. Like, it was so intriguing. I also liked the great soundtrack. I think that's one thing I really find fascinating about South African series and their movies. I love the wardrobe. Everyone was looking really good. The wardrobe was looking appropriate and nice. I really liked the makeup as well. It complemented their looks really well. I love the location. I mean, for South African series, one thing that stands out for me is their location, their cinematography, their soundtracks, and their languages. Like, those 4, they do it for me every damn time. And I liked that I got served those things in this season as well. Like I already said, cinematography was great as well. I like that it was suspense filled up until the end. Up until the last scene, it was suspense filled. There was no boring moments. The dialogues didn't drag. It was fast paced. Dialogues were really good. They were well written. I really liked that. I liked that the first 2 episodes set like a very high bar for the coming episode. Like, it started on like a very high, a very intensive rate. It was very gripping and really set the tone high for the coming episodes. So I really, really liked that. Like, it didn't drag. It wasn't like a slow burn. It was like papa, straight to the point, down to the point, direct and forward. Oh my god, I can go on and on. But yeah, One of the things I didn't like about this series, the decisions of some of the characters, like, for instance Charlie, adding to time between Pilar and Layla. Like, she had a great shot at turning the head of Pilar, getting their plans all sealed up with just Pilar alone. I mean, she was getting through to him. She was getting him to do things. She was getting information for him. So I don't understand why. I mean, I understand that maybe she tilted towards that Layla's gender more, and that was what kind of confused her, because it wasn't like any part or any scene where she declared that she has deep feelings for Layla. So maybe I would have understood that maybe it just happened, the feelings just happened. But like, now to time now using the both of them and there's nothing genuine there. I just feel like that was very reckless for the kind of plan that they had and why, the future they had for this plan. I just thought like that was a very reckless, and I think it had to do with the writing of that Charlie's character. Yeah, and I mean, as much as I talked about how it was fast paced, I enjoyed it, it was intense, I just felt like the twists and turns were just too much. I was trying to catch my breath, you guys. It was just too much. Like, it was a whole lot that this season felt it felt more than 6 episodes. But yeah, I just had to point that out. I have like a mixed feeling between them, because I have a mixed feeling with regards to the twists and turns that we got, because in as much as it made me glued and it made the season intense, it also made it turn out to be like a cheesy soap opera. Yeah. On to my expectations for season 3, if we do get one. Who else thinks or expects or wants Zinhle to make a return? I mean, we weren't really shown how she was buried, how she was discovered. I mean, they mentioned it during the dialogue. They staged it like it was suicidal and all that. But like, did she get buried? Did she really die? Did she plan it so that she can sway or distract the Bengals? I mean, the secret is all out there, but she might still be pursuing like a personal revenge thingy. Do you think her character has been completely written off, has been killed permanently? We're not going to get it back. I mean, it'd be a great shocker if Zinhle comes back in season 3. Also, what's next for Pilar? Is he going to go to prison? He has admitted to killing the father instead of the mom. I mean, that doesn't change anything. The mom is going to be in prison because she has killed a lot of people. She has a lot of blood on her hands. There are a lot of cases. Like, I'm sure they're going to start investigating the whole skin bleaching allegations. So of course she's going to remain in jail, and Dawn is dead, so they can't even share the charges. It's going to fall back on her alone. So that means both Pilar and Grace are going to be behind bars. Like, what becomes of that family? I mean, I'm not going to be mad if they end this season in season 2, like no other season comes up. And I'm not sure they will do that, which makes me very curious as to what they are going to do with season 3. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments section. Is that the end? Drop your expectations, your speculations in the comment section, and we'll chat. Please like this video if you're yet to like it. Share this video. Please subscribe. And I'll love to see my next video. Until then, make sure to remain happy, because you owe it to yourself. Bye, guys.